Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear honorary guests, ministers, dignitaries, and esteemed guests. Thank you for joining us this morning at the Sultan Hotel for Day 2 of the ASEAN Business Council Investment Forum 2023. A most warm welcome to Jakarta, and we hope you also enjoy the culinary treats and cultural activities over the weekend market the last few days. Me and my team at Alpha JWC Ventures are most humbled to be co-hosting today's event in partnership with ABEC and Indonesia Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We are thrilled for Indonesia's turn to chair this year's ASEAN Summit, where we are all fortunate to gather around our great city this week. It will likely be another 10 more years to host another ASEAN again. In today's program, we can look forward to hearing from friends and experts around the ASEAN investment community. We will be discussing topics surrounding ASEAN's growth to the backdrop of global economy, intra-ASEAN cooperations, sustainable development opportunities, and even hear from some concrete project presentation curated just for you. We'll be welcoming friends onto the stage, including the likes of Minister Budi Sadikin, the Health Ministers of the Republic of Indonesia, Professor Dr. Khatib Basri, former Finance Minister of Indonesia, and also currently the Chairman of Bank Mandiri, Chairman of Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Bapak Arsyad Rashid, Deputy Minister of Trade, Bapak Jerry Sambuaga, and amongst many others. It is particularly exciting time to host you here in Indonesia. Despite the obvious challenges presented by the pandemic, we as a country are sitting at a junction where recovery transitioned back to steady economic growth. Over the past decades, we have seen the infrastructure budget triple, FDI flows doubling, with export boosted up by rising of commodity prices and government mandated a downstreaming of the local production. All things considered, inflation has slowed back down to 3% just in July, first time since its peak in September 2022. And not to forget, in 2022, Indonesia reported the highest recorded FDI of $45.6 billion, having increased over 44% compared to the previous year. In 2022 itself, ASEAN also the second largest FDI region for FDI inflows in the world, just after the United States. Therefore, with this in mind, Alpha JWC Ventures is very fortunate to call Indonesia home, where we invest actively into technology companies, startups in the country, and because of our belief that Indonesia's growth will drive much of the ASEAN's progress. Over the last 9 years, we have invested into over 80 companies, and we are managing over $650 million US. As we look ahead, we also understand the importance of intra-ASEAN's collaborations in order to foster even more growth and seed impact regionally. ASEAN, as a 10-member region, is a special corner in the world, with over 650 million people populations, or nearly 9% of the world's populations. Over half of us are of working productive age. And we will make up 1/3 of the world's labor force by 2030. With more than 300 different native languages spoken, for example, in how Bahasa Indonesia is only spoken as a mother tongue by 7% of the country's populations. We are blessed by the diversity in culture, race, religion. It is truly a region that exemplifies how differences can cohabit in harmony. Of course, that's not to say we don't face challenges as a region. ADB estimates that 30% of the GDP may be lost by 2100 as a result of disproportionate exposure to climate change, where the region's emissions are growing at 5% per year. Social stability, access to jobs and education, and equitable healthcare are also important considerations. While each of the countries navigates the trade-offs between explosive economic growth and sustainable development. We at Alpha JWC believe in leveraging the force of investment to propel change and development in the economy. Indonesia has its own golden 2045 vision, whilst other neighbors in ASEAN also are growing towards their equivalent schemes. Indonesia alone is a home to more than 2,400 tech companies or startups, driving a $77 billion of digital economy, or close to 6% of the GDP. Home to 15 unicorns, there's still much to digitize in order to improve the quality of livelihood and to maximize SMEs' business potentials. We hope today's programming will catalyze some of these discussions in how your organization can further support intra-ASEAN partnership, ultimately using investment dollars to boost impact and progress. Please do take the time today to network and introduce yourself to your neighbors. What we hope you can take away today is enriched connections with colleagues from around the region, along with the deepened insights and actionable inspiration. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.